be me if I didn't screw something up right away. So I scheduled a live. I sent out a link and I couldn't figure out how to open it. So I'm just here. This is me. I'm here. This is Casey. I'm onemellowmarigold. I'm on my farm and I'm here to give you a garden tour. So yeah, hope you find me. Anyhow, come on along. Let me show you. We are walking towards, we're going to start by the back side of my property. Oliver's out here with me. Hilda has to stay inside because she is a flight risk. So we're just going with it. So for those of you who don't know, I bought this farm and moved here to Western New York. I am in Zone 5B. I moved here just a year ago. And the individual that I bought the farm from did pass away during the process. Her name was Cheryl. She had some issues. She had some issues going on that made it really challenging for her to just kind of exist day to day. So moved out here, bought myself a 10-acre farm. For the last year, I've been doing my darndest to try to bring it out of 20 years worth of neglect. So as we look just back here alone, none of this was mowed when I showed up. There were trees, there was burdock, pokeweed, everything, just filling all of this in. So honestly, just even clearing space to garden was quite a feat. Me and my little push mower at the time did it, and now we have what sort of constitutes a lawn, or at least workable space. I have got 10 acres total. I have 7 on this side where we're standing, and then I also have 3 across the street. Hell yeah. I moved out here for the quiet, and so I could do whatever the hell I wanted, and I'm really happy not to have neighbors across the road. The barn in the back pasture, we will get there. Hi, Granny. Hi. Sorry about if the link didn't work for you and I had to start a new one. Anyway, I'm going to show you the barn and everything kind of on the back side of the tour. We are going to start on the front half where tomatoes, peppers, melons, corn, sorta, are. And then we'll kind of work our way over to where the grapes, herbs, potatoes, onions, blueberries are. And I'll show you the barn. I probably am only currently working in about 3.5 acres of space right now. I haven't even touched getting into the pastures yet. They are so overgrown. It's almost difficult to walk back there. So we are just kind of centered in the spot that we are for now, but I definitely have much bigger plans for animals and bigger growing out that way. So let's go. That's my Oliver. You've seen him in the videos. He is my garden buddy. Well, hey there, brother. Sure do love seeing you. Oliver is the ever faithful garden buddy. He just wants to be here for everything. He wants to be outside all the time. He wants to play all the time. Everything. So we're looking back. My property runs just past that back row of trees, and just behind that is the swamp, and just behind that is the river that goes into Letchworth State Park. So I am really close to the park. I am really close to lots of wildlife, and nothing around me is going to be built up. I love it. Okay, let's come down here first. Let's visit peppers and tomatoes. If you saw the planting video. What, Nicola? Gross, dude. Yeah, you can suck my dick. That's not appropriate for this. Get away with yourself. This is my tomato and pepper area. My tomatoes are going amazing. Super excited. I want to show you the tomatillos first. I have got 6 tomatillos planted. They are all doing amazing. We have tons of little lantern fruits already growing. Tomatillos on the property did amazing last year. I wanted more. I didn't grow nearly enough to satisfy my need for green salsa. So, love that the tomatillos are doing really good. Down the line, we have got all the tomatoes. For tomato care, I use the Florida weave method. And so, every couple of weeks, I come through and I add twine, wrap it around the T-post, add twine, wrap it around the T-post. And I know some folks don't love the Florida weave. I do. I think it's really kind of handy, quite frankly. The plant has a lot of room to move, and there's a lot of ability for me to get into and around to do super easy pruning. So I absolutely love it, but I know it's not for everybody. It's really honestly super easy. When you run your twine, you're gonna run in front, in back, in front, in back, in front. And that way the twine sandwiches the plant and kind of keeps it from tipping over. Do I have any strawberries? Yes, I do. They're on the other side. We will get over there. They're all done now for the summer. But yes, I definitely do. So tomatoes are looking healthy. They got a really nice prune yesterday. I treat them with neem oil to help keep away pests. I also like to do a citrus spray. So I take orange peels, lemon peels, things like that I have saved up, boil it in water and spray the plants with the citrus spray. That really helps both for growth and for keeping pests away too. Watering schedule for the tomatoes. Well, we have had so much rain here that I haven't had them on any sort of schedule yet, quite honestly. And I know tomatoes really love it, right? So in my perfect world, as long as the weather is under 90, I'm watering my tomatoes in containers every other day. Really deep water every other day, and I try to stay super consistent. That helps me stay away from blossom end rot. With all of the crazy rain we have had this spring, I haven't had to water them at all, like not once. So sometimes they are getting water every single day. And I would say that's been the case until the last week and a half or so. Peppers. Peppers are, they're okay. They're kind of not doing great. I have bell peppers in here, jalapeno peppers, banana peppers. I've got some spicy ones. I've got a Thai dragon pepper in here, a couple of habaneros because I really love to make hot sauce. The peppers in general, they're okay. Peppers don't really love all that moisture either. And so they've really only been starting to thrive and really grow just here in the last week and a half since the rain kind of started slowing down. At the same time, the rabbits have come out. The rabbits have come out and they have started nibbling on the peppers, which is absolutely 0% fun. So my peppers are struggling just a hair, but I think they're going to rebound. To help keep the bunnies away, I have been doing peppermint spray, and that honestly works pretty well as long as it doesn't rain. But of course, as soon as it rains, all is over. But I like this spot. I put out this area. These are asphalt shingles that were left over. The previous owner started a project to redo the roof. She was a super challenging lady to get along with and didn't really like anyone. So the person who was hired to do her roof got so frustrated with her that they stopped a whole section early and just gave up. They just left. They dropped all the tools and left. So I have one section of roof that looks awful, but I used all those shingles to lay down an area to grow all my stuff. Eventually, I would like to get a hoop house for the tomatoes and peppers to grow within, but that will be at least next year or so. I'm doing containers on this side, partly because I like having them up at a higher height, partly because of that big monster tree. That is a black walnut tree. And black walnut trees have this toxin that they sort of release through the roots and nuts and leaves called juglone. And not everything is tolerant to juglone. Some things just won't grow. Peppers and tomatoes are just one of those things. So if you keep them in containers, I don't have to worry about cross-contamination with the black walnut tree. There we go. Let me show you my little area for corn. I laugh because there's not corn in it currently. So this is my little corn patch. Oliver's, that's where the bunny comes through. He's going to go check. This is my corn patch. Seeded it about 3 weeks ago. Did not put my marigolds in right away. And the bunnies came for them. So I have, I don't know, there's maybe like 6 to 8 sweet corn seedlings in there that might grow. I have a feeling the bunnies got the rest of the seedlings though. So thank you, Granny. I agree. I'm really happy with my tomatoes. They love the heat and humidity. So yeah. All this area behind the fence is mine as well. It's just all baby black walnut trees because everything was left in disrepair. I am lucky to have black walnut trees everywhere, funking everywhere. It is going to take a lifetime to get rid of a bunch of those trash trees. Hey, buddy. Come on over, Oliver. Come on. We're going to go this way. Yeah. You ready? Look at that cute little bugger. Can you die? These are my melons. This is my little melon area. I had beautiful starts and I transplanted them and they all died. Every single one of my watermelons and cantaloupes died at the moment of transfer. So not fun. But you know what? That happens. It happens. It happens in everybody's garden. We all have fails. I replanted seeds. I doubt that I'll get fruit, but I got to figure out why they died. You know, is the soil too compacted there? Did I not add enough organic material? Yada, yada, yada. I got to find out the reason because I do definitely love growing melons, but it's also not like a big, huge necessity for me. So, oh, thank you, grandbaby. Well, she's got a social calendar, doesn't she? Come on, Oliver. Come with us. Okay, let's go walk around to the other side. These are lilacs, dark purple. No, this is a white one, dark purple, and a lavender up on the hill. These are the lilacs that I pruned back. I did a video on that. They came back well. They are doing amazing. Cute little patio area. Eventually, I would like a rocker porch. Okay, coming towards the back door. This is my staging area. This is the discard pile. These are all the plants that haven't gone anywhere yet. It's a little sad, but it happens. It happens every single year, so I don't worry about it. Oh, one second. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I swallowed a bug a little bit. Yeah, it's toasty. You can see me sweating. It's gross. So what I have over here are a couple dahlias, some hollyhocks, some coleus, some lobelia, all intended for a rain garden that hasn't happened yet. Will it? Maybe, maybe. I am a gardener who has big dreams and like zero ability to tell how long things are going to take. It's okay. Here we go. Alrighty. I hauled in these 3 steel stock tank planters from Wisconsin. They are great. I love them. You can buy hundreds of dollars worth of raised bed made out of corrugated steel, or you can spend $120 at Lowe's or Fleet Farm or wherever and get a stock tank. They're so easy, relatively light. They're going to hold up forever and ever. I support stock tanks. In this first one, these are all my parsnips. Parsnips are doing amazing this year. They are my absolute favorites. These are chives. I put chives everywhere. I just put chives everywhere. I just harvested a good chunk of that plant, and I've got them in the dehydrator so that Oliver's mad at a squirrel. I'm really trying to bulk up my herbs and saving as much from the garden as I possibly can. Chives are so yummy. Calendula, that's self-seeded. That's always exciting. These are some herbs that I am using over here and keeping separate to save for seed. This is cilantro. This is cilantro, but that's the seed plant I'm using for the cilantro. I will use a ton of cilantro when I do canning in the fall. I love to make salsas of all kind. I will put cilantro in damn near everything. So I have actually got 4 of that size bin, and every 2 weeks I plant another. Every 2 weeks I plant another until I have all 4 planted. That way I'm staggering, and I've got all the herbs that I need at the time that I need them. So, these are the strawberries. Somebody asked about the strawberries. These are it. They are in a bin. They also have a chive plant with. Fun fact, chive plants near your berries will enhance the taste of your berries. Same with carrots. They will make everything taste a little bit sweeter. Haha. They do really well. They do really well. Most of the berries just hang off the sides. These, as you can tell, this is not an ever-bearing variety. It's not an ever-bearing variety, so my strawberries are all done for the season. I got about 18 ounces of berries just from this bin. I am not the hugest strawberry eater. I don't like strawberry jam per se. I love lots of other jams, but strawberries just aren't my favorite. So honestly, these just get eaten in the yard when we're out and about and doing stuff, right? So I never amass enough strawberries to take inside the house and do anything with them. That's just who we are. Chamomile. This is my chamomile. I just did a big harvest of this as well and took a whole bunch of blooms. I love, love, love chamomile tea. Chamomile is super great. I have not grown this before. I was inspired to grow it from another gardener that I follow on TikTok, and I love it. I'm obsessed. I honestly think the world would be a super better place if every person had access to one chamomile plant and we all had a chamomile tea before we went to bed at night. I am convinced that is the way towards world peace, is giving everybody a chamomile plant. This is melon. Look at her. I didn't plant her. She just showed up. She is starting to flower. I have heard you can really use it for medicinal purposes, so I look forward to figuring out how to make her into tea. Oh yeah, good. Yeah, chives, they just make things better. They make everything better. I put them everywhere. They're by the strawberries, the blueberries, the grapes, the peas, the radishes. Everybody's got a little chive somewhere. This is my leafy green bin. And look at all of this. Look at my chard this year. Can you believe it? This is a sea of Swiss chard. Look at those beautiful colors. It is nuts. It has gone nuts. Last year, I had spinach and Swiss chard in there. It's not that I don't like spinach. I like it in stuff, but Swiss chard is like my favorite green. I just could eat it every single freaking day, but like, they're just so huge. And in this spot, they get partial sun, partial shade. So they get a ton of shade from the tree up here. So it keeps everything from getting like too hot, too dried out. They just love that area. You have been advised not to try chamomile because you have, is it something that brings, it upsets allergies? I could see that. Here, let me see if I can, let me grab one. Whoops, I grabbed too hard. I can totally understand that. So that, let's see if it'll focus. That is a chamomile bud. See the little flowers? And like if you even just touching it, I guess you can't, my camera won't focus too well. Just even touching it, little slivers fall off like crazy. So I could easily see that it would upset allergies. Spinach with bacon. Oh my gosh. So that's how we make the chard. Well, it sounds like we like it similar. So I'll come out here, grab like a pound or two of it, chop it up, stems and all. For those of you who like celery but haven't tried chard, the stems are just like celery. I have used it when I was out of celery, and it's just a great replacement. So I saved my bacon fat. If you hear the barking, that's Hilda. She's having a fit because she's not out here with us. That looks like an allergy. So I cut up a pound of chard, take my bacon grease, put a dollop in the pan. Then I put my chopped onion in there. Then I put the chard in and I kind of let it fry up in the bacon grease a little bit. And then I put some chicken stock in the pan, put the cover on, and I let it like stew down, and I'll eat it with like roasted potatoes and carrots, or my favorite in the fall, when the fall squashes are ready, I love taking like an acorn squash, like half an acorn squash, and it like makes its own little bowl, you know, when you scoop out the guts. I love putting chard inside the a steamed like acorn squash. Oh my god, so fucking good. Fucking good. Anyway, Hilda wants to rule the world. Honestly, world domination is all she cares about. She doesn't care about me. Barely tolerates Oliver. Yeah, world domination. That's exactly what she's going for. Let's go up the hill. Okay. So that's the house. It's weird and gross yet. This is the north side of the property. Let me show you my apple trees. Let me tip it up. Garlic and onions, yes. This is like the apple orchard area. I don't know, I got 6 or 7 back there. I have videos on pruning and treating my apple trees earlier this spring. The treatment did a great job. I used a copper fungicide, did a super duper duper heavy prune, and not much flowering this year. In fact, this is the only tree that did flower. So you can see we definitely have apples, but they are a little wonky, and we do have signs of that cedar rust disease still lingering, which isn't a surprise. I am told it can easily take 1 to 3 years to get rid of cedar rust disease. Can I make apple wine or cider? Yeah, I totally can. They're not going to be great for eating, but you can still use them for other things. Apple cider vinegar, I think would be really cool to make. So ultimately, next spring, I am going to have to do the same process over again. So another heavy prune, trying to take off more height this time and everything. And I'll do another treatment of the copper fungicide. But next year should be a little bit more recovery. So we should see some more flowering and a little bit more fruit on the rest of the trees. I'm told I should be prepared that it could be year 3 before I actually have like edible fruit. I love apple juice. I occasionally enjoy using applesauce in like a baking recipe or something. But I'm not like an apple gal. I love pears and oranges and other fruits, but like I'm not gonna eat 7 trees worth of apples. The only person here. Ooh, yeah, mix of pears and apples. That would be amazing. That would be really good. Actually, old Dwayne. Okay, so some of you follow me over on the TikTok. You can pop over there if you want. Like I try to like keep it between the uprights here on YouTube. Things get a little more casual there over on the TikTok. We have a cast of characters out here. One of which is named Old Wayne. You can't just call him Dwayne because there's another Dwayne who lives up the hill who also sells lawnmowers, and you don't want to get him confused. So Old Dwayne. Anyway, I just got a riding lawnmower from him, and he has a couple of pear trees that are just loaded this year. He says, my wife and I are not going to be able to use nearly enough. So I said, ringy dingy, Old Dwayne, just I'll be happy to come over. I love pears. I would make pear sauce. I would drink pear juice. I would make pear pies like crazy. I love pears. But, so that's the apple trees. Honestly, even for the rust that you can still see. So you see how it's just like rusty and crackly and whatever. It's so infinitely better than it was last year. Last year, by this time, I was starting to see leaf drop on just about every single tree in the orchard. It was just really aggressive and really apparent that they were in rough shape. I don't know where the cedar tree is. I don't know that it's on my property. It could be anywhere though. It could be around in a 3-mile radius. I bet pears are great. Let's turn you around for a second. Look at my beautiful grape arbors. Oh my God. I love them. It's been a challenging relationship. So far. It's been a challenging relationship with these grapes. If you have never grown grapes, think carefully about your ability to maintain. I had never grown grapes. This is all a learning opportunity for me. I do know that these are Concord grapes. They were probably planted even way further past back than the Cheryl years, so like over 20 years old. Well, hang on, Levi. I'm going to show you the rest of my fruit trees, okay? So if you've never grown grapes, like they will grow forever. They're a confidence booster because they're never going to die. Ever, ever, ever. Grapevines can be as crackly and dusty and dry looking, and they will grow. You can stick them in the ground and they will produce vines and they will grow. Grapevines are out of control. And if you let them, they're going to take over your whole entire yard. I had grapevines out here. I have grapevines all along every single one of my fence. Every time an animal came and snacked on a grape and then pooped somewhere else on my property, boom, here's another grapevine. I will be getting rid of grapevines around my property for years and years to come. But we've got nasturtiums, marigolds, they go everywhere too. These are all black beans. I love planting bush black beans for drying. I love to have dried beans on hand for black bean burgers and soups and stews and refried beans and all that good stuff. Love it, love it, love it. These are all raspberry bushes. Here, 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 here. I am probably going to prune them back a little bit harder. Like everything else in the yard, this is all spread. Oh, buddy, no, 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 no. That's my bug jar. That's dish soap to keep the bugs. Anyway, so it's looking great. Everybody is looking really beautiful out here. Oh my gosh, she's so loud. She's so mad. Here, let me see if I can get you under here. I'm going to take you off the tripod here for a second. Look at the grapes. Look at my grapes. Is this not bananas? Look at back there. Grapes upon grapes upon grapes upon grapes. I am so crazy excited. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. We sort of had some grapes growing over by the barn that started to fruit, but the birds and everything got at them before they could really ripen or turn into anything. I want Concord grape juice. That's what I'm most excited about. I don't have anything growing under here right now because I am desperately trying to get rid of mugwort. Oh my God. Mugwort is a pain in the crazy ass. This is like the worst garden plant I think I have ever dealt with. It is so awful. It spreads under the ground with little tuber roots, and you just have to keep hacking them and hacking them and hacking them and hacking them. It's like trying to get rid of morning glories. It is honestly awful. Now, I think the reason it was planted, I mean, mugwort has medicinal uses, of course, but I think it's also kind of got a smell that animals don't like. And so gardeners who keep up their gardens probably can handle it because they're out there every day and they're pruning and they're taking care of their plants. And so it could be true that the mugwort is keeping deer and stuff like that away from my grapes. But it is horrible. If you neglect it, it goes everywhere. It's awful. Don't plant mugwort. It's the worst. This is my big raised bed out here. More chives. Radishes. Radishes turned out amazing. Loved it. On the other half, I have peas. The pea plants are now done. And so I have carrots. So carrots are now going to take over this bin. I'm going to take out the rest of the pea plants this weekend. I have got carrot seed soaking that I am going to start another run of. I did plant some here already. The seeds themselves were kind of old. Gave them a go anyway. You never know with seeds. Sometimes they'll do just great. Sometimes they will not. But they're not germinating so far. So it could be the age. Anyway, we're going to take the pea plants out. The rest of this bin is going to be sown with carrots. I am going to stagger and do 2 separate plantings so that I have some for storage and some for canning. But look at, we have a big monster nasturtium that's literally taking over everybody. We might have to cut her back a little bit because she's a little much. She's a little aggressive. And more self-seeded calendula. I have half a mind to try calendula tea. I've heard it's a delight, but I have not tried it before. More fruit trees. Hey, Oliver. Thank you. Stay on our side. So right back there, so my neighbor's is a church camp. Just like of all the places I could have bought a farm, that's where I chose. But they're honestly really nice. And I never hear the kids during the summer. It's super rare for me to hear them. So, but Oliver likes to sneak through the trees and go try to say hi to the church camp kids. let's go here. These are my cherry trees. 2 of them. Had amazing Rainier cherries last year. Gorgeous. So many, I couldn't use them all. Pruned the trees this year. Had a huge production of fruit growing. And then they got brown rot. And everything died. Let me see if I can show you up close if there's any still left on. Maybe this branch. Not even. You can kind of see it a little. Brown rust. I'm sorry, brown rust, not brown rot. So basically looks like burnt brown sugar, and it grows over the cherries. And so they never ripen. They never come to fruition. They started out the little bitty green cherries and they just never grew. They got taken over and they were all done. And it's bad enough that it's recommended you cut off all the diseased parts of the tree and burn it so it doesn't spread anywhere else. I have not had time to attend to that, but we will also give the cherry trees a copper fungicide in the spring to look with that. If I were to plant more fruit trees, I would try pears and I would try peaches. Peaches feels like they would be high maintenance. I don't know. What do you think? This is my onion patch. It is, overgrown. It's a lot of honey laurel in there. There are onions still growing. There are some that bolted and went to seed. I also have onions planted all around my potato patch. So I don't worry too much about them. These are my pumpkins, pie pumpkins and blue pumpkins. The blue pumpkins, I think I mentioned in the video, I bought the seeds for my mom, but then I was jealous that I bought cool pumpkin seeds for her and didn't get me any. So then I just bought some for me too. So we'll see. She's going to grow better pumpkins than me. Hands down, she will grow better pumpkins than me. We have one little baby pie pumpkin growing so far. For pests, I'm spraying with the peppermint oil. Yeah, they do. I mean, it comes in, so I got like the little concentrated jug of it, and I think you can get like 4 treatments out of one jug, but that one little concentrated jug was like $35. If I had a big spread, that would get real expensive real fast. I love pie pumpkins. I don't need to carve pumpkins. I mean, I would if I had one, but it's just me. No one's going to see my house at Halloween. But I love making pumpkin pie. I love roasting pumpkin. I love making up pumpkin and feeding it to the dogs. They go absolutely crazy. So yay for pie pumpkins. I will take as many as I can get. This is my potato patch. These are my Ruth Stout potatoes. Look at how gorgeous they are. I am so crazy excited about my potatoes this year. I made the patch last year. I have so much hay in the barn. I am a gal who will use her resources. So I want to use what I can get, and the less digging, the less tearing up of the soil that I have to do, the better. Last year, the potatoes didn't work out because I didn't account for pests, for mice and voles specifically. This year, I am on top of it. We have a good fence. I also have hardwire cloth underneath the potatoes. So if anything tries to burrow up from underneath, they won't be able to get through. So far, they are just lush and growing like crazy. So this is the first row planted. And along the perimeter, I have planted onion sets. So mice and voles might be able to get through the chicken wire, but if they do, they're going to find onions growing all around the potatoes. Rumor has it, they don't like it. So I'm hoping that the combination of the fencing, the hardware cloth, and the onions that will get good potatoes all the way to production this year. We'll see though. So there's 3 main rows. I've got red potatoes and Kennebunk potatoes. The middle was the last row I planted. What I think is really cool about the root stout method, other than just getting clean potatoes, like they don't come out of the ground. They're not dirty. It's just a clean potato. So crazy. Anyway, the thing I think is really cool about it too is I could just lift up a chunk of straw and I can see what potatoes are growing under there. It doesn't hurt them. It doesn't disturb them. Nothing. I think that's awesome because then I can come out here every day and I can look for a little tunneling and do I see little teeth action on anybody? I just think it's awesome. If you grow your potatoes in the dirt, you have no idea what's going on under there until the very end, and you could be really excited or you could be really super duper disappointed. I'd rather be excited about potatoes. Dude, Andy, we can do anything with anything. We grew up the hard way, man. We make do, we make use. These are a couple of leeks that are doing real great. I think I had 4 seedlings to start and 1 died, but they're doing awesome. These are eggplants. They are doing amazing. This is an eggplant as well. And these are shishito peppers. I've never grown eggplant. I barely eat eggplant. You certainly can't find an eggplant around here. You're lucky to find a bag of those little mandarin oranges for $8 around here. You gotta make your own way in the produce department out here. Every year I try an experimental plant. I try a plant. Hi, Leslie. It's good to see you. Oh my goodness. I am round and old, need my taters. I do too. I was just listening for Oliver. Yeah, so every year I try an experimental plant. This year it was eggplant. My follower, Firefly Nanny, sent me a whole bunch of seeds to try. So we're just giving it a go. Maybe we'll find out I love it. I don't know. We're going to try it. We'll just see, right? This is my garlic bed. All the garlic has been harvested. I will definitely plant more. I didn't get too many bulbs, but I didn't plant too many bulbs either. So this whole area, all of this, when I moved in, was completely and totally covered in mugwort and goldenrod. Completely. There was so much weed covering all of these beautiful plants. Yeah, it's like going through the jungle. You have to like peel back all these layers just to expose seeds and plants to the light again to see what can really grow up. So I am super proud of this lovely little area. We got some purple basil. P.S. Put basil everywhere too. Basil and chives. Put them everywhere. Basil, chives, marigolds, nasturtiums. Just put them everywhere. All over your place. Basil. My sage is doing amazing. Gorgeous. These are beautiful echinaceas that I planted last year. That cutie little purple spreader. It's called Angelonia. I love her. She's really gorgeous. I will buy that one again. I don't know if you can see, but she's a spreader. So she makes these beautiful purple flowers, but she's just going to spread and stay low. I love it. More raspberries, and oregano. I started her last year and she's out of control. I am actually going to harvest some of her and get some of that drying. This is my barn. Isn't she gorgeous? I love her. I love my barn. She's rough. But she's rough on the outside, but she's amazing on the inside. It was used so little by the previous owner that you could just move animals in. All the stalls are just ready. They're in decent shape. Everything has stayed pretty dry. You could just move animals in. I'm not ready for animals. Not yet. Once you get animals, then you got to stick around a lot. And I am not ready to stick around all the time. So, it's my gorgeous, gorgeous barn. Ooh, and a whole bunch of weeds. Yeah. Yep. Whole bunch more grapevine. Yep. Never getting rid of that. Okay. We're going to walk to the back of the property. This is when my internet might start going out. So, somebody chat if you lose me. Buddy. From here, all the way down the line. Hi, buddy. Oh, say hi to everybody. There's a big fatty squirrel that lives in the barn that he has major fights with. It's really cute. All of this to the end are black raspberry bushes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're so good. I had never heard of a black raspberry until I moved here. They are so delicious. They make the best jam. It was the jam everybody wanted to try last year. I made enough, but I made twice as much this year. Super excited. I did learn that I don't like thorns at all. Say hi to grandbaby. Thank you, Granny. Love you. I don't like the thorns. I had really big intentions of cleaning all the canes up, doing a lot of pruning, and maybe even trellising them up. It didn't happen because after about 2 hours of trying to wrangle those bad boys, I was like, nope, I cannot do this anymore. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It's pulling at your clothes. It's pulling at everything. I don't like it. I don't know that I'll ever get these under control. I might just keep trying to eke at it little by little, right? But the berries are amazing. They're right growing underneath all these big pine trees. The soil is perfectly acidic for them. Oh, so good. So good. And here are my beautiful prides and joy. These are my gorgeous blueberry bushes. Aren't they perfect? Oh my God, what? Fucking prairie dogs, man. Not prairie dogs, groundhogs. Dang it. They can really make holes. I love my blueberry bushes. I have harvested about 3 pounds worth already this year, and there's still just ton of, oop, there we go. Ton of gorgeous. To be able to eat the berries when they're still warm from the sun, amazing. We did a lot of work to the berries this year. I did a couple videos on those. Heavy prune, lots of soil acidifier, lots of organic, and they rebounded like crazy. These are established berries. They have been here for a long time. So I know they like their spot. We're not even going to think of moving them. We might add some friends down the line, but so much blueberry jam. So good. Since the internet still seems to be working, let me see if I can. This is the jungle. This is what it's hard to get through. This is the VAC 10 acres. It is so gorgeous. I can't believe I live here. I have never lived someplace so beautiful. Wisconsin is beautiful. Wisconsin is also gorgeous. Hey, buddy, come on over. Thank you, bud. Good boy. Come help. Yeah. Wisconsin is gorgeous. But this area is just, I'm a higher elevation. There are all those glacial dips and valleys, gorges, creeks, rivers. Just even driving to the store out here feels like you're driving through the mountains. It is just, brings me so much peace in my heart. I've never lived like this. I've never lived in a place where I could just open the windows and keep them open all the time because nobody comes by. Because you can look out your side and see something beautiful. I've never lived like this before. And now I don't want to live any other way. There's my baby. There's my baby. There's my big hay stash. So just a little fun fact, there's a little Surrey. This property was used for horse racing back in the day. It's a 124-year-old farm. So it was built in 1900, and they had horse races up here. In fact, some of the horse stalls still have the racing horses' names across the top. And I looked up in old newspaper archives the names of those horses and could actually find racing data, places they ran at, if they won, if they didn't. It was really kind of cool to go through that history. Oliver. So there's still a lot of horse stuff in all of the barns. Hey, April. It just, I used to drive on the freeway all the time and scream at people because I just everyone. I don't really, but also kind of. You get it. People in general are awful, but I love you. I've just never felt so at peace. I've never felt so settled in any place I've ever lived as this. It's just a delight. It's just a delight. Anyway, so there's still a whole lot of horse gear in there. Obviously, I have trees growing in that area. That's not helpful to anybody. They also raised chickens. There's a chicken coop out back. All of the supplies for hatching baby chickens are still in there, and they're just sitting. They're just dusty. They could all be used again. So maybe someday I'll have little baby chickens. Wouldn't that be cute? Hey, bud, come on. Come with me. Come help. He'll be fine. Hilda's a mess. That poor little sweetie obviously thinks that we are doing awful things out here to her land without her. But that's okay. I'm going to stop moving here for a second. Oops. There we go. We are coming up here on an hour. Do you have questions about anything? Do you want to ask me anything? That seems weird. Maybe not. I don't know. Ask away. I could keep yapping about this place for a million years. Ooh. Sorry, I heard the plane and it kind of got me excited. Because I'm so close to the park, there is a hot air balloon company or two that run out of Letchworth. One of them is boop, it's right over this back hill. Boop, 2 miles away. And so starting now, I think they had their big hot air balloon festival Memorial Day weekend. But starting now and then through the fall, especially, hot air balloons come up over here, fly right over my property and land down in the valley just on the other side. And they come so close that like we can just say hi, like, hey, good morning. They're like floating by and you hear the, of the big flames and stuff. It's so cool. So cool. LLS. Have you ever considered renting your 10 acres to a farmer for extra revenue? That has been suggested to me. I have not put a whole lot of mental energy into it as of yet. Because I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. And, oh, sorry, a bug flew in my mouth again. Ugh. I don't know what I don't know. I don't know if I would want to grow on it. I don't know if I want to raise animals that would want to pasture back there. Somebody local here had gently suggested that if I wasn't ready to be committed to my own animals, that I could think about, like, what do they call it? Boarding, like being a boarding person especially for horses. We have a number of horse ranches around in the area. In fact, you will sometimes see ranchers and farmers ride their horses through town to like go get coffee and stuff. It's super fun. Anyway, so there's tons of horses. Everybody has horses around here. And a couple of neighbors have said that there's really a shortage of boarding area. And if I'm not sure yet, but I still have the barn and the land space, maybe I could think about boarding animals as a way to sort of get used to having animals on the property and thinking about more about what I could do with the space. There are a number of farmers around here on my street who farm for corporations. So like there's Machete Allen, who's the pea farmer up the way. And then Tony has corn, seed corn? Yes, not people corn. Feed corn. Do we call it feed corn? Feed corn. Yes. Anyway, that's what he does. So they rent out their like mega farms to corporations. It would be about 7 acres of pasture that could be farmed. I don't know if that's enough for somebody to want to rent it. I have thought maybe it would be fun to organize community plots in some of that to see if people just want to come out and grow their own stuff. I have thought about growing like lavender, for example, or different herbs like that, or different flowers that restaurants might use, or that crafters use, or that beauty products people use, and selling things that way. If you wanted to, oh my gosh, I can't go up in a hot air balloon, Andy, but you sure can. You guys could knock yourselves out. If you wanted to plant a lot of peppers, is it best to keep them together in a bed or spread them around other plants? I think you keep them together. Like in rows or squares or groups, or you keep them with other nightshades. So peppers will play nice with tomatoes, eggplant, potatoes. So I think if you keep them in families like that together, that's probably a good plan. Peppers don't like need each other. They're self-pollinating, so they don't like need to be next to each other. Hilda, it's okay, honey. That girl's crazy. So that's just what I would do. I would keep them together and then surround them with marigolds and nasturtiums, because those are going to take away any of the little creepy crawlies that really like to eat on peppers. Except for the bunnies. You always gotta, bunnies will eat anything, I think. Ooh, fun! I think hot air balloon festivals are cool. You betcha, hun. Peppers are easy. They just like a dry space. Ooh, but you know what you could do? Like if you haven't grown a ton of peppers, like if you're trying to figure out where you want to put your peppers, Sorry, I get excited. I get ideas and then I get excited. If you're not sure where you want to put your peppers yet, or you want to put all those peppers, grow some in pots and then put individual pots around the different places on your property where the mass of peppers could potentially go. That way you can tell which is going to be the best spot, like which pepper loves the best spot the best. Does that make any sense? Just made sense in my brain. Don't know if it made sense when it came out. Anyway. Are my flowers, are they full sun? Yes, just about everything here is full sun. I have, so that's back where we started. We kind of have come in a full circle. This area is is like part sun, part shade. But otherwise, the rest of the property is always in full sun. You guys should have a garden again. I was jealous of Andy's and yours gardens. Like, do you guys remember when you first grew broccoli? I blew my mind learning how broccoli grew. Like, you can just come out to the plant, just boop, clip a little baby broccoli. Blew my mind. Blew my mind. Now look at me. I got a fucking farm. I'm going to work on cabbages, broccoli, and cauliflower for fall planting. I didn't get to it for spring planting. I had other things to do, but I'm definitely going to try to do some of those for fall planting. Whoa, the sun's going down. The heat's getting a little better. Sorry, I'm a sweaty Betty. I'm not going to apologize for it. That's just it. Any other questions or anything else you want to see? What's your favorite thing to grow? What do you think you wish I grew? What should I grow next? What have I not grown that I would love to? What have you grown that you absolutely loved? What would I like to grow that I haven't? Ooh, you know what? I've never tried celery. I would love to try celery. Maybe I'll try that next year. Mm-hmm. Well, my folks, this is my farm. I hope you like it. I hope if you're here, you follow and you stick around and you keep watching my channel to see how it changes. I fucking love it here. So much endless possibility. The projects in my mind just keep piling up. I'm just laughing at Hilda now because she's just losing her shit in there, and I think it's funny. Anyway, I know I can't wait to see the eggplant either. I can't. It's just all so fun. It's so fun. I can't wait to show you all the potatoes that are going to come out of my garden. I can't wait to show you all the onions, all the carrots, all the parsnips, everything. It's going to be a whole different year this year than it was last year. What the hell? And if it doesn't work, whatever. It's a seed. You just put a seed in the ground. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Who cares? This is not rocket science. We're not solving the world's issues. Although we could if everybody had a chamomile plant. I'm sticking to that. I'm sticking to it. Oh, thank you. I love it. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out with me. I'm not really great at this. I just ramble a lot and I get real nervous, but I just love showing off everything here. I love it here. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I just look forward to seeing how it changes over the next few years. I know, girl, parsnips. I love them. And I love you. I do. I really do. I love doing this because I got a lot of love and happiness in my heart, and I love to share it when I can with people who want it. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, April. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Granny. Thank you, everybody. I'm happy you're here. Thanks for coming along, and I love you, and I'm going to see you on the next video, okay? I would say goodbye for Oliver, but he's already ditched us. He's off hunting. Love you too. Bye, 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 bye. Love you, love you, love you. Nellie, my Nell. Good to see you. I didn't know you were on here. I love it. Bye, April. Bye, Andy.